Hi guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture we are going to start building this site, and it is related to the music. It is just like a website of a singer, and here you can see that there are the latest news and the tutorials. I'm going to teach you how to make this, and this is an image. This rock band is an image, and the background that is here, it is also an image, and this background in the menu is an image, and it is also an image. And this header contained three things. First is logo, second the menu, and the third thing is slider. So all of these three things are placed inside the header, and then this is the content area. It is placed inside the section, and this is the footer element. So now let's start. Here is, first of all, here I'm gonna create, here is the images. Here you can see that this is the images of the site, and here is the video. We have to include the video. Here I'm going to show you when we click on this video. So this video is played. This is a song 6 days, and now here I'm going to stop this, and I will teach you how to insert that video. And here first of all I'm going to create a folder of the website. Here is fifth, and here is move this images folder to fifth, and this video folder also to the fifth. Here is this, and then here is the folder CSS. It contains the CSS files. And now let's start. And now here I'm gonna create the first page, home page, and the style sheet page. It contains the style, and here is the grid.css page that contain the width of the divs, and here is this. And now let's save these pages. Here is fifth, and here we have to write index.html. Here is, and then here is control alt save css, and here we have to write style.css, and here save this with the name of grid.css. And now let's create the structure of the first page. So now we have to write the same things to include the CSS files and the body and all the things. So I'm gonna copy that thing from the previous website. Here is fourth, and open the index.html, and here I'm gonna copy from this doc.html, and here is main till the main, and close this and paste it here. And now here I'm going to create the closing tag of the main, and here is the closing tag of the body, and then here is the closing tag of the HTML. And now here I'm gonna check it, all the things are right. And now here is, I'm gonna make the structure. So first of all, here I want to tell you something. We have to place the header and the content area in a div, and we have to give a class to that div is extra, and we will define the position, relative, overflow, hidden, and all the properties z index to that div. And in this way we have to adjust this website. We can also adjust this website without that div, but it's fine if we use it. Here is, if we place the content inside it. Here is the class main, here extra, it is extra type, and here is that div closing tag, and inside it we have to place the header. Here is its closing tag, and then here is the section. Here is the section, And then outside of this div we have to place the footer, and here is the closing tag of the footer. So now all things are fine. Here is a div which contain header, section, footer and all the things, and now it's okay. That we have to add the font that we are going to use. Here is this font name is, here you can see that this font name is Vigor, so I'm gonna include that font. Here is, I have downloaded its file. Here is back, and here is the font file, and here I'm gonna paste it in the CSS. Here is the font file, and now I'm gonna copy its name and its type of open type font OTF. And now let's include that font, and here is in the style sheet. Here is, first of all, write 8 font face, and here is the font family. Here I'm gonna write Vigor, and here is the source URL, and here is .otf, and then now it is included. And now I'm gonna give the style to the body and then the extra, and here is body. I'm gonna apply the font default font for all the text in the body. If we cannot give any text to a font family, so this font family will be applied on it. Here is the font size is 100%, and then here is the color of the text. It is gray type color, so here is light gray, and then here is the background of the body is black, and then here is the margin is 0, padding is 0, and then here is the extra. Now here I'm gonna apply the height of the extra div is auto, as we added the content inside the div extra, so its height is increased as we add the content inside that div. So that's why we have give it auto. Its height is vary according to its content, and here I'm gonna give it minimum height when we open the website on a small screen, so its minimum height is 100%. And here is the margin is 0 pixel for the top, and here is left and right is auto, and here is the bottom side is 40 pixel, and here is the position. Relative, and here is the overflow hidden, and here is the z index 1. And now here I'm gonna load the file, and here it is. Now it have the black background and all the CSS styles. So now in the next lecture I'm gonna start building the header. We will put this logo, then this menu, and then this slider. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have reached at this place. We have give the style to the body and the extra. Here you can see that we have included that font, we have built this structure, and now in this lecture we are going to start building this header. It contains this menu, slider and the logo. And first of all we have to create a div inside the header that will contain all of these three things, because we have to give a specific width to this div around about 900 pixel, and then we will give it the font and the padding to adjust it all the things, slider and menu and the logo. And here is the header, and here I'm gonna create div class main, and then here is its closing tag. And then first of all we will put this background, and this background is the background of the div, and then in that div we will have to put this logo. So this logo is inside h1 heading, and basically it also contain a link. First of all we will place a heading and then an anchor tag. Here is the div of the logo, and here is pg1 background 1. Here is div, and here we have to place h1. Here it is, and then here is the anchor tag. Here is the rock. Here is hash, and now I'm gonna give the style to this logo. First of all we will create this main, and here is after this main dot main, and here it is, and here is the width is 960 pixel, and here is the padding 0, and here is the margin to take this main div into the center because it contains all these three things, slider, menu and the logo. And here is 0 pixel auto, and then here is the font size is, here I'm gonna give 0.8 em. 1 em is equal to 1 em is equal to 32 pixel, so you can calculate it. Here is line height is 1.5 em. So now all things are fine, and let's give the style to the header. And first of all, height to the header. Here is header, minimum height is 189 pixel, and here is its width is 100%. So now here we have give the 100% width to the header. Here you can see the header. So now header is spread on full screen, but the main is only spread in this area. The main width is equal to the width of the menu. And now here is the position relative, and let's give the style to the h1 heading that contain the logo. Here is the h1, and here is the padding 40 pixel from the top, 0 pixel from the left, 0 pixel from the bottom, 0 pixel from the right, and here is the margin 0, and here is the position relative. And now here is h1 anchor tag, and here is the margin is 0 pixel auto, and here is the display block anchor tag. And then here I'm gonna show this width is 246 pixel, the width of the anchor tag. Then the logo is clearly shown. Here is 62 pixel, and here let's check it how it look like. So here is the anchor tag, and now we have to insert that image. And here you see that there is only the anchor tag, but there is not this background. We have to give this background here by using this div. Here you see that this anchor tag is inside this bg1 class, and here I'm gonna give the background by using that div. Here is the bg1, and here it is. First of all, give it the width to this div is 100%, and then here is its background is url dot images. Here is bg top dot jpg, and here I'm gonna give it no repeat, and then here is the center for the x-axis position, top for the y-axis, and then here is the height of the logo of the background. Here is 131 pixel, and here it is. And now the next thing that we have to give here is the logo image, and here it is. Here first of all, here is the background url dot images, and here is the / logo dot png, and here is the 00 no repeat, 00 position for the x and y axis. And here you see that this logo is inserted in the background of the anchor tag. Now here is the text. Now we have to remove this text. We have to give it the text indentation, so it is moved to this side and the overflow is hidden, so it is not appear on the screen. Here is the text indent. Here I'm gonna give -5000 pixel, and now let's check it. So now it is moved to this side, and the main div and the other divs have the overflow hidden. So now here is, this is ready, this logo is complete, and now after this logo we have to give the menu. For the menu we have to write a separate nav element. Here is the nav, here is the nav, and here is its closing tag. And now in between this, first of all we have to place a container and the adjust. The container is just for giving the width. And now let's start. First of all, create two divs. Container, and now here is the div class adjust, and here it is. And now here I'm gonna place another list. Here you can see that another list. Here is right ul, here is the ul, and then here is the class menu, and then here is the list item, and here is the anchor tag, here is also anchor tag, and here is the home, and here is hyperreference index.html. and then here I'm gonna give it the class current, because when we are on the home, so it will show our blue color on the home, and when we are on the audio, so it will show the blue color on the audio. When we are on the video, so it will show the blue color on the video option. Here is when we click on it audio, so the blue color is on the audio. When we click on video, so it is on the video. And now here we have give this current class to the anchor tag, and then here I'm gonna increase that thing. Here are the 6 pages, so remove it. We don't need on the other pages now. Here is this and this, and here is at the last is the contact.html, and here is the tour date tour.html, and here is the gallery.html, and here we have to give audio video.html, and here I'm going to create another one, and this is the audio.html. And here is the audio, and here is video, and here I have give these addresses, but these pages are not exist right now. So when we create the pages, so the menu will work. And here is the gallery.html, and here is tour dot, here we don't need to write .html, it is by mistakenly, and here is contact, here is and now the menu is complete, and here we have to write tour dates. And now let's give the style to the menu. First of all, give the width to the container. Here is the container dot container, and here I will give it the style in the next video. So I will complete all of this menu and the slider in the next video. Here we have to give the width and the position relative and the overflow auto properties. So I will start from the next video. Thank you for watching this video. If you have any problem, so kindly add the discussion. I will help you as much as I can. See you in the next lecture. Hi guys, in this lecture we are going to give the style to the container, and we will build the complete menu. So let's start giving the style. Give it the width. Here is its width is 960 pixel, and then here is the position is relative, and then here is the margin 0 pixel auto, and then here is the padding is also 0 pixel, and then here I'm gonna give a little space before and after the container, so the content is not going to be mixed up. I'm gonna give a clear both properties. So here is the container, and here is content and space, and here is the display block. Here is the height is 0, and here is the width is also 0, and here is the clear both, and then here is the visibility is hidden, and now we have to create the adjust div, and the adjust have the width 100%. Here is dot adjust. Here is the width 100%, and then here is dot adjust. Here is the float left. Here is the display, and here I'm gonna give block. So now after this we have to give the style to the menu, and it is created, adjust is created, and now we have to give this background in the menu. And for this, here in the nav we have to give that class menu background, and let's give it the background. Here is this, and dot menu background. Here is this, and here we have to give the background. Here is the URL dot images, and here is the menu, and here is the pg dot jpg, and here is the no repeat, and here is the center top. Now it is inserted. Here is this. So now here is the menu, we will adjust it, and here is, I'm gonna give it the width to the nav element 100%, and then let's give the style to the menu by using its UL class. Here is the menu, and here is, copy it, and here is, paste it here, dot menu. Here is this, and here we have to give the padding 10 pixel from the top, 0 pixel from the left, 10 pixel from the bottom, 0 pixel from the right. And here is the width is 100%, and here is the height of the UL is 40 pixel, and here is the overflow hidden, and here it is. So now here is the overflow is become hidden, and now here we have give the width is 100%, so the menu is inside the adjust. So adjust also have the width 100%, and adjust is inside the container, so container have the 960 pixel width. So all of this menu and the adjust have the 960 pixel width, that is the total width. And now let's give the style to the li list items. Here is this, here is float to the left side, and here is the position is relative. Here is the background, URL, images, and then here is the menu, and li line dot png. And what is this thing? I will show you what is this image. Here is no repeat left top. Here I'm gonna show you what is this thing. Let's render it, and here you see that here you can see it clearly. These lines, these are the lines in the background of the list items. Here this is the line, this is the line, and this line and this line. To separate these options, these are the images in the background of list item. So I have inserted these images. Here you see that these are small images. Here I'm gonna zoom it. Here are these images. Here this like white, and now here is the padding of list item, 5 pixels from the top, 33 pixels, so the width and height is increase of the list items. Here is, so now here you see that the lines are present, and now we will give the style to this anchor tag. And let's start. First of all, give it the display inline block. So by giving this display inline block, it is shown as the inline as well as the block. We can give it the width and height, and by the inline, so the new line and new line after and before the anchor tag is not added. And here is the font size. Here it is, and then here is the line height 1.3 em, and here is the text transformation. Uppercase, and here it is. And now here is the padding, here is the color HFF, and here is the letter spacing. Here is -1 pixel, and here is the font family, Vigor, and here is the font weight. Here is 700. So now let's execute it. So now here is the anchor tags, but now here you see that this white line is also present on this side, and we don't want it right now here. So what we need to do here, we have to remove it, and here I'm gonna give it the style. Here is the background, none. We have to give it background none, then it will be okay. Here it is removed. And now the next thing is, this text is so on the bottom side, so we have to reduce the padding in the li. Here I'm gonna make it 0, and now it is just good. And now let's apply the color on it when we take the mouse over it. And here is dot menu, lia hover, and here is dot menu, and when we are on the home, so it will show a color on the home. Here is current. Now we have give the current class to the anchor tag, so we have to apply the style on the anchor tag. When we give the current class to the list item, so we have to apply the style on the list item. We can give this current class to any element, like we can give it to the list item or to the anchor tag, and here it is. So now here is the color is applied and the menu is ready. So now the next thing is we have to insert the slider here. So now let's insert it. After these two closing tag, after this closing tag of the nav, we have to make another div. Here is the div, and here is closing tag of the div, and here insert the image src, and here is images and slider img1.jpg, and now let's execute it. And here it is inserted, and here you can see that there is a distance on the top side of this slider. So why this is appear? Because we have not removed the default margin and the padding. Here is the margin 0, and here is the padding is 0. So now it is removed, and here you see that these options are on the top side list items, so we have to give the padding from the top side that we have made it 0, 5, and then here it is okay. And now in the next lecture we will build the content area. Here you can see that we will build this part, and then this. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion in the Udemy. I will help you as much as I can. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have built this logo and the menu and the slider, and now in this lecture we are going to start building this content area. So let's start. Here is, first of all, we have to give it the class to the section, and by using this class we will give it the overflow, hidden, and the position, relative, and other properties. Here is the content, and then here we have to put div class equal, and here is main, and here is the closing tag of the div, and then in between this we will need to put this content area. It have a different color, and this different color is not a color, it is an image that is repeat over the page. And here is this, background 2 is a class, and here it is. And now inside this we have to create another div and give it the class content padding 1. So by using that class we will give the padding on the top and the bottom side of the content area, and here is its closing tag, and then here is the padding that is given by this class here on the top and the bottom. And after it we have to give another two divs. This is the container to give the width and the height, and here is the row. Height is automatically adjusted. Here is the row, and here is increase it. And then after it what we need to do, we have to put the article. We have to put a separate article for this latest news, then a separate article for the tour dates, then an article for the stores now. And let's put the first article. Here is article, and here is, and now here we have to give a class. Here it is. And now here I'm gonna give it the width to this article is 33%. Here you see that this latest news have round about 33% width. And now in this article, first of all we have to put a class. And what is this class? To create a distance between the content and the borders. Here is the wrap call, you have already know. Here is wrap call, and then here is its closing tag. And after this here we have to give another class. Here is padding 1. So what it means, padding 1, here I'm also gonna write another thing, grid. So its meaning is we have to give a padding on the right side. Here you see that this padding is given by using this class, and we will create the distance between the two articles. And after it what we need to do, we have to put the heading, and here is H3. And then here I'm gonna put this news in the strong because it have a different color, white. Here is the strong, and here is the strong. And then here we have to put a class on this heading. Here is the class letter. And then after this what we need to do, we have to create another div that will contain all of this thing, this time, this date, and this its text. And this black circle is a image, and this is a text 9 November. We have to put this text in the image, and here is, let's make that div. And here is the class wrapper. So wrapper class is just for giving the overflow, hidden and the position relative property, so the content is not going to be disturbed. And here is another class, indent bot 1, and here is its the time tag. Here is time, and here you see that this number is also in the strong, but it have the different style, and this 9 is also in the strong. So here is, first of all, put the class on the time tag. Here is time, and here is time set 1, and by using the time set 1 we will give this background circle image, and by using the time we will give it the different font size and the height and the width and all the things. And here is the date. First of all, we will put the 9. Here is strong, it have the different style, so here I'm gonna give it the class text 1, and here is a 09, and then here I'm gonna add a new line, and here is the strong, and here is also the strong. Here is November, after this we have to put the text in that div, this text, and here I'm going to copy it. Here is the div, here is a class, and here I'm going to give it extra wrap, and here is its, and now extra wrap is just for overflow, hidden and all things, and here I'm going to give indent top to create a margin from the top to the text, and here is the div, and here I'm going to create again another one, and here is another closing tag, so all the closing tags are present. So now here we have to put that text, here is this, and now we have to put the link. Here is the anchor tags, free website templates, anchor tag, and here is the hyperreference hash, and here is class, here is link. You can put as many as you want, and now this article is ready. Here I'm gonna rewind all the things. Here is the div, these divs are just for the text, and here is this div is just for putting the time and the text both, and here is the heading, and here is the div, and this is the complete article. And now what we need to do, in our latest news there are 3 articles. We have to copy this article 2 more times, and then we will create this thing. It is just simple like this, just change the text, and then we will create this. And now let's reload it and let's check it how it look like. And here it is, here is the text, and now we start giving it the style. First of all, start with the content. Here is the content. Here is the first of all width to the content area is 100%, and then here is the padding is 0, and here is the position is relative, and then here is the z index is 1, here is 1, and then after this here I'm gonna give the style to the BG2, so we are gonna insert the background. So here is the background BG2, and here is this. Here first of all put it the width of the div. Here is the width of the div is 100%, and then here is the background image, and here I'm gonna put URL. Here is this, and then here is dot images and /, and here is the bg2 tail.gif, and now after it here is the repeat, and then here is the center top. Here is the center top, and now let's reload it, and here it is inserted. Now here another thing is the corners are rounded, they are literally rounded, so here I'm gonna give the border radius. Here is the border radius is become 3 pixel, and now I'm gonna give the style to the content padding. I'm gonna create the padding on the top side and on the bottom side. The content padding dot content padding, here it is, and now here I'm gonna add a comment to separate the content area code. Here is the content, and this code is related to the header, all the above code. Here it is, and now here it is. Here what we need to do, we have to put the padding. Here is the padding, 18 pixel for the top side, 0 for the left side, 37 pixel for the bottom side, and here is the 0, and let's reload it. Here it is, the padding is given, and now I'm gonna give all the style, then we will reload it. The row, we have to create the row, and now here I'm gonna write the row here, and here we have to write dot row before the row, and then after the row dot row after, and now we have to define another style for the row. Here I'm going to copy this, and here is this, and here is clear both, so it cannot allow any element to be float onto left and right after the row. And then here I'm going to create the wrap call. You have already know what is inside the wrap call. Here is the margin 10 pixel, and now we have to give the style to the, here is adjust one. Let's create the adjust one. Here is adjust one, here is 66%, and then here is this, and now here it is. Now after this we have to give the padding grid one, the style to the padding grid one. It will create the padding on the bottom side. Here is this padding, and here let's give it here padding grid 1. Here it is, and here is 0 0 0, and here is 28 pixel. And now just reload it. Here it is created, and this is the wrap called 10 pixel distance and the distance on the bottom side. And now let's give the style to it. First of all, here we have to give the style to this heading. Here is the letter. I'm gonna use the letter class, and here is paste it here, and I'm gonna give the style to the headings here. This is the separate for the headings, letter. Here I'm gonna give it letter spacing. Here is -1 pixel. And now I'm gonna give the rest of the style to this article. In the next lecture we will complete this thing. In the next lecture we will create this second one thing. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we are building this latest news article. We have given it the style, and now I'm gonna give it the complete styles. Here I'm gonna reload it. We have given it the letter spacing, and now let's give it the style to the H3 heading. Here is, after this, add some space, and here is the headings. And first of all, I'm going to remove the padding and margin of all the headings and accept H1 because we need its padding and margin. Here you see that here the distance is added due to the padding and margin of the H1 heading, and here is the margin is 0. Here is padding, and after this here I'm gonna give the style to the H3 heading. Here is its font size is 25 pixel, and then here is the line height is 2 em, and here is the margin is 009 pixel, and here is 9 pixel is just on the bottom side. Here you see that there is a difference going to be increased on the bottom side of this heading. And now I'm gonna give the style to the heading. Here first of all give it the color blue. Here is 93 CEE, and then give the different color to the strong that is inside the heading. And here is give it the color, and here it is. Here I'm gonna check it. Here is this, and then here it is. So now it is okay, and now we have to give the style to the text and the other things. And here is the wrapper. Let's give the style to the wrapper. Here at the top, here is the wrapper, and here is width of the wrapper is 100%, and here is overflow hidden. And now let's check it. And here we have give the 100% width to the wrapper, and the wrapper total width is equal to the adjust one width. Adjust one width is 33%, so its actually width is 33%. And now let's give the style to the 9 number. Here you see that there is the 9 number, and here is, let's give it the style by using its class time. Here is the time, here is this, and here is give it the display this date as a block. Here is display block, and then here is the width of this 9 number div is tag is, here is 55 pixel, and then here is the height of this time tag is 54 pixel, and then here is the overflow is become hidden. Here is, and then the text line is in the center, and then here is float to the left side, and then here is the margin on the right side is 16 pixel. Here is the 16 pixel difference on the right side. Here you can see that the 16 pixel difference is added, and now we are going to apply this background image. Then all the things are okay. Here is this image is applied by using its class time set 1, and here is this, and here is this background URL images and marker text 1.png, and here is no repeat 1 pixel, and here is the top. Now let's execute it. So now here you see that it is added, and now we have to adjust it, then it will be okay. We have to give the style to this text. Here is text 1, and here it is, and now give it the style here, text 1, and I will give it the rest of the styles in the next video. So if you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion in the course. I will help you as much as I can. Thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. And here is, we have to give the font size, and here is the font size is 25 pixel, and then here is the line height is 2 em, and then here is the display as a block, and then here is the color of the text is white #FFF, and then here is the margin from the top. Here is -6 pixel, padding left 2 pixel. So now it is okay, and now here I'm gonna give the font family to the text 1, but now here I'm not gonna give the font family here, because we have to apply these styles on many other text 2, text 3, other text, so that's why here I'm gonna give it a separate font family. Here is figure, and here is the font weight. Here is the font weight is 700, and then here is the text shadow. Here is 1 pixel for the X and Y axis, and here is the #A1, and now it is okay. Let's check it. Here it is, and now I'm gonna apply the style on this number, and here I'm gonna copy it and make it text 2, and here it is, and then here is the text 2, and here I'm gonna change this color A1, and then here is the font size is this, and here I'm gonna apply letter spacing. This is the letter spacing -1, and then here is the margin top -29 pixel, and then after it we have to give this text 2, and here is 400 font weight. So now after this let's reload it. Here is this. Here is the text shadow is not right, Here we have to change it to 191919, and here is also the same 19199, and now let's render it. So now it is okay. And the next thing that I want to tell you is this width is too much. We have gave the wrong width. Here is we have to give it 33.33%, and here it is adjusted. And now here I'm gonna give this style to this extra wrap. Here is the extra wrap, and we don't need this indent top. Here is copy this, remove it, we don't need it, and let's give the style to the extra wrap. Give it the overflow hidden. Here is extra wrap, overflow hidden, and here is this, and then here is, let's check it. So now it's okay, and then after it we have to give the style to this indent bot one. So what is the function of the indent bot one? Indent bot one give the margin between these dates and their paragraphs. Here I'm gonna copy it and then paste it again, and here we don't need this, and here is this, and now here I'm gonna reduce it. Then now it is easy to judge from where we need to copy, and here it is, and at the end here is it, third one. And now let's check it. So here you see that there is no difference, there is no margin between these things, so we have to apply this indent bot one. Here I'm going to copy this, and here is, and here at the top I'm gonna give the indent bot one, margin bottom 23 pixel. Here it is, and now let's check it. Here it is given, and now you can change the text, you can change the dates. And now here I'm gonna give the style to these links, and for this we have to copy its class. Here it is, and now here is this is the letter, and here I'm gonna give the style to these things. Here is, first of all, here I'm gonna give the style to all the anchor tags. Here is the color, and here I'm gonna give hash 93 CEE, and then here is outline, not, there is no outline, and then here is the text decoration is none, and here is the vertical align to the top, and here is, I'm gonna define when we take the mouse over the link, so here is move it, so its text decoration is underlined. So let's execute it. Here it is, and here we have to give the underline. Here I have give this underline, and here it's complete. And now what we need to do, we just need to copy it, and then we need to change the text and then paste it again to create the tour dates. And here it is, this is the article, we have to copy the whole article. Here is, copy this until the article and then paste it after the article. And now here the heading is tour dates, or just simply the tour. Yes, it's tour dates. And here we just need to change the text. Here I'm going to change the date 3, and here we have to change the image. and that's why we have to put a different class here time set 2. Why? Because here you see that it have the green circle, so we will put the different background here is, that's why I have changed the class. And then here at the place of the text, remove this text, and here we have to write a new text. Here I'm gonna copy it, and this is a link. New York contain a link. Here it is. And now here is the text, and here is the H4, and here is H4. And now here I'm gonna enclose this New York in the anchor tag. Here is the anchor tag, and here is the hyperreference, this, and after this here is the text now. And here I'm gonna copy this because we have changed this div, we have changed the classes, and here I'm gonna paste it here, and then here. And the next thing, I'm gonna define the background for the time set 2. Here is the time set. Here I'm gonna short it, and here is the time set 2, and here is 2. And now let's check it. And now here you see that this New York heading have not the specific style, so we have to give it the style to the H4 heading. And then here is the text 1 and text 2, so we have to change these classes. We have to give new style to this text by changing its class. And here I'm going to change these classes. Here is 3 contain text 2, and here is, no, it's text 4, and the previous one is the text 3. And then another thing is this heading, so let's go and give the style to the text 1, text 3 and text 4. Here it is, and this style will be applied on text 4 dot text 4, and this style is applied on dot text 3. And now here it looks okay, but we have to give it the font family and the shadow, then it will be okay. And here I'm gonna give the style to the text font family to the text 3 and text 4, and here is the text 3, text 4, and here is the font weight is 700, but the difference is color of the font shadow. Here is 4F 9D. I've copied this from the internet, and here is, and the next thing is, here is, I'm gonna give the color to the text, then it will be clearly seen to you. Here is 400, and all the things are okay. And now here it is. So now it is clear, it is just like this. And now we have to copy it and then paste it for the next. Here is text 3. Here I'm going to change it, and then here is the text 3 and the text 4. And now let's give the style to the H4, and here it is. First of all, reload it, so it is apply, and now give the style to the H4. Here it is, H4. Here is this style is for all the text that is in the h4, and then we will apply the separate style on the anchor tag that is in the h4. Here is the 20 pixel. Here is the line height is 2em, and here is the color is #FFF, and then here is the letter spacing is -1 pixel, and then here is the margin on the bottom side, and here it is -8 pixel, and here is h4 anchor tag, and here is the text decoration, and here is display inline block, h4a, and when we take the mouse over it, so here is the color is become #93CE, and now let's execute it. Here it's become blue, so style is apply on it. So now we will create this thing, and we have to create a separate article for this. So let's create it here, and here after this article create another article for this. Here is article, give it the class just one, and here is its closing tag, and here is the div class, wrap call, and here is padding grid 2, here is div to give the padding on the bottom side, and adjust one have the 33% width, and here is the padding on the bottom side. And now here we have to create the h3 list, h3 heading. Here is h3, and here I'm gonna give in stores, and here I'm gonna give now in the strong. Here is the strong, here is this, and here is now, and here is this, and here I'm gonna give the class to the heading. Here is letter, and then after this we have to put the image in a div. Here is class wrapper, and here is the div, and then here we have to put the figure, and then here is the figure, here is the figure. Here I'm gonna put that image. Here is image source, and here is the image. Here is page 1 image 1.jpg, and here is this image is in the anchor tag. When we click on it, so a specific page is going to be open. Here is hash, and now this is in the figure because figure contain the images and the text with it. We can give it more styles by using it. And now let's define the padding on the bottom side by using the padding grid 2, and here is this padding grid 2. Here is it is little more 29 pixel, and now let's give the border to the image. Here we have to give the class to this figure. Here is class is style image, and here is style image and float left. Let's give it the style. Here is this. First of all, remove the padding and margin. Here is the padding and margin, and then here it is, and then after it, here I'm gonna give the style to the image by using the class style image. Here is the border, gray type. Here is 1 pixel solid, and here is hash 3b 3b 3b, and here is the padding inside the border is 1 pixel, and then here is float it to the left side. Here is float it to the left by using this class fleft, so the image is float to the left. Here is float to the left, and now let's execute it. Here it is. So now here you see that the image is correct, and here you see that there is a space inside the border at the bottom. So to remove the space, here just write image align vertical, image, here is vertical align top. So now it will be okay. Here it is okay, and in the next lecture we are gonna building this part, this and this. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have reached at this place, we have built this content area, and now we are gonna build this part, and this part is just like this, and then we will make this part and then this. So let's start. Here, after the closing tag of the last article which contain the image in stores now, and here is the closing tag of the article, and here is the closing tag of the background. Here you can see that this is the background div. Here is its closing tag. So now after its closing tag, we have to make this part, because this part is not in this div, so that's why we are gonna make it after this. And after this we need some code that is already written, and here we need some content padding and the container and the row div. And now let's copy it, paste it here, and then we need 3 closing tags of the div. Here, copy this, and here is. So now in between these divs we have to place this content area, and first of all we will place this upcoming events, and this upcoming events is in a separate article. And so now this is just like this. What we need to do, we just need to change the text. Here is, I'm gonna copy the article from the above, and here is copy from this, and we also need this heading. We will change this heading and copy this, and now paste it here, and then here we need the closing tag of the div and then the closing tag of the article. Here is article, and now here we have to write upcoming events, and now let's check it. And here you see that it is created, the heading is created, and now we have to put this content. And for it, here I'm gonna copy from the above, and here is, I'm gonna copy from there, because we have already copied this heading and the article, and now we need this thing, and we will change this text. This is just similar, both things are similar. Here is, we have to place it here, here it is, and now here we have to insert a different image whose color is white, so that's why we have to put a different class. Here is set3, and then we will change it, and here is the text style is different, text 5 and text 6, and here we have to place the text inside the extra wrap. Here is this text, and here it is, and now it is created. And before this, here I'm gonna insert the image by using its class times at 3, and I will give the style to the text 5 and text 6. Here is, first of all, here is on the text 5, this style will be applied. Here is text 5, and here is the text 6, text 6, and then here is the style for the text 5 and 6. Because the background is different, background image is different, that's why we are applying the different style on the text. Here is the font family of this figure, and here is the 700 font, and it contains 400 weight. And here is the text color. I'm going to change it. Here I'm going to look at the color, what color. Here is, we have to give the gray color to the November, so here is the gray color code 4D 4D 4D. And then here is for the light blue, here is the 5CA 8D2. And then we have to give the image times at 3. We have to give the third image a different type of circle. Here is 3, and now it is created. Here is reloaded, and here is the first one is created. So now we have to copy and paste the code again. Then the third one is created. Here is, we have to copy this wrapper, and here is this, and here is, and the next thing that I want to made is this latest video part. And for this we have to made a separate article. Here is after the closing tag of the article. Here we have to make a different article. Here is, first of all, I'm gonna copy the same code. Here is this thing, and we also need this heading. Here it is, and we have to place it here, closing tag of the div, and here is the article. Here it is, and here is the adjust one wrap call padding grid 2. Here we have to apply padding grid 2, and then here is the letter, and here is a different thing. We have to apply a margin on the bottom side. Here is, I'm gonna apply, you can write any name. Here I'm gonna write indent bot 2, so it will apply the padding difference on the bottom side. Here is, and then here we have to place the wrapper div and then a figure in it. Here is the wrapper div. I'm gonna copy this code. We have already inserted an image, so let's write it, leave the copy. Here is the class wrapper. You can clear your concept clearly, so that's why I have not copied this. And here is, in this, first of all we have to place the figure, and here is this, and then here in between the figure we have to place this anchor tag, because all the things are in the anchor tag. The image that is displayed on the screen is also in the anchor tag. And here is, here I'm gonna add some space before it. And now here, first of all, here in the anchor tag I'm gonna give the hyper reference equal, and here is, we have to give the destination of the video when we click on this anchor tag, so the video will be open. And here is the video. Here I'm going to show you, this is the video folder, and it contains the video, and its type is mp4.mp4, and its name is video. So I'm gonna give here the reference to the video folder, and then the file name is video.mp4. And then here I'm gonna give a class light. Here I'm gonna give light box. Just it is here I'm gonna give light box image. Here you can see that this class is just referencing that a light box which contain an image. You can call it anything, and then in this anchor tag we have to give an image. Here I'm gonna give the image. And what is the image? This image, here you can see that this man is standing on a car, and in his hand there is a mic, and so we are gonna insert this picture. And here is this image source, and then here is images / page 1. Here is images image2.jpg, and now it is inserted. Let's check it. So now here you see that this image contain a link. When we click on it, so here the image is playing, and here I'm gonna on the speakers, so here you can listen the song. So now it is playing. Here I'm gonna stop it and back it. So now this is the way of inserting a video, and by using the anchor tag, and we have displayed an image. But here another thing that is left is the display button. So this is an image. We have to show this image on the top of this image. So here I'm gonna show you where is this button. Here is this is the button. Here maybe it is not visible to you because it is so light. Here I'm gonna increase it, then you can see it. Here this is the button, and now it is clearly seen to us. Here you can see that this is a dark color blue. So now this is the light button, and let's include it. Here is this, and for this, here after this image we have to insert a span, and this span doesn't contain anything, and we will give that play button image in the background of this span, or in other words we will insert that playable button in the as a background of this span. So let's do it. We will give it different styles. All styles are given. First of all, we have to define the style for the light box image, and here I'm gonna give some style to this figure. Here give it the class. Here is the style image 2. Here it is, and then another class float left. And now here is, I'm gonna copy this and then paste it here. Here I'm gonna give the style image 2. This is just for creating a border around the figure and a padding. And here is the border. Here is 1 pixel. And now here I'm gonna give a different type of border. #333 is its gray type, and here is its padding is more than the image. This style image is given to the image that is here. And now here is the main page. So now here is the border is added by using the style image 2. And now here is the next class is the light box image. and by using this class lightbox image we will give it the width and height and all the things, and then we will insert the play button background as a background image of in the span. And here let's do this. Here is after this, here I'm gonna do this. Here is the lightbox image. First of all, give it the position. Here is the position is relative, and then here is, and here I want to tell you something, that we have to give the z index, so that's why this play image is shown on the top. We have to give the z index 1 to the figure, and then we have to give z index 1 to the image, so both have the same z index, and then we have to give the greater z index like 2 to this playable image, so that's why it shows on the top. And here I'm gonna give it the z index 1, and here is the overflow hidden, and here is the display inline block. Here is the image, and now here I'm gonna give the position, and here is the z index 1, and now I'm gonna insert this playable button image and then give it the z index 2, so it is shown on the top. Here is this, and here is span. And first of all I'm going to give display as inline block, and then here is the position absolute, and then here is the left side is 0, and here is the top side is also 0, top side is 0, and then it will show on its position. And here is the width of the span is 100%, and here is the height is 100%, and here is the background. I'm gonna insert that image. Here is images / here is magnify is the image name, here is a dot png, and here is no repeat, and then here is 50% in the x-axis, 50% in the y-axis. It is moved, and here is the z index to show it on the top, 2 z index, greater z index, and here is the padding is 0, the padding of the span, and here it is inserted. And we have given it the width and height 100%, so it means it cover all the width and height that is possibly given to it. It cover all the width and height inside the figure. Here you see that. And I'm gonna build this area this shortly about. This is so simple. We will build this in the next lecture, and then we will build this footer. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. If you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion in the course. I will help you as much as I can. Hi guys, in this lecture we are gonna build this shortly about part and then this footer, and we have reached at this place. So now let's build the shortly about part. So first of all, for this part we need the article, and here I'm gonna copy the same code. Here is we need these 3 things, and let's copy it and paste it here. And then after this, here is this, here is this, and now here I'm gonna write here shortly about about, here is previous, indent, bottom. You can write any name, bottom one, and we can give the margin on the bottom side of this heading. And here we have to copy this, copy it and paste it here. And here is H4, H6. Here I'm gonna give H6. It have the small font. Here is, and leave this text here, and then let's reload it. Here it is inserted. Now we have to give the style to this H6 heading, and then here I'm going to apply the bigger font on these headings here, upcoming events and all these things. Here I'm going to change this heading to the latest videos. Here is this, and here we have to write latest videos. Here is latest videos. We have not changed this heading, and now here it is. And let's give the style to the headings. Here is at the end. Here we have to apply the style on the H6 heading, and here it is. Here is font size. Here is 13 pixel, line height is 20 pixel, and here is the color is white. And then here I'm gonna give the font to the H3 and the H4 headings. Here is font family, bigger, and here is the font weight. Here is, and now let's execute it. And now these fonts are changed, and now we have to build this footer. And now let's go and build it. Here is the footer, and here is, first of all, we have to put the div of the main class. Here is main, and here is this. Here is the div, and then a div of the footer background. We have to insert the image. Here is the footer background div, increase its closing tag, and then we have to put the container and the row. Here is container, and here is the row, and then here is the adjust to give the 100% width. Here is adjust, and then after it, here is the row through which we give the footer padding inside the footer. Here is footer padding, and here is, we have to give 6 closing tags, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then after it we have to give the wrapper. Here is the wrapper. Here is its closing tag, and then after it we have to put the text. Here is, first of all, we will put this text. Here is this, and let's paste it here. And first of all, enclose the whole text in the span. Here is the whole text is in the span, and here it is, whole text is in the span. And here we have to give the class footer text to give it the font size and all the things. And then this superior and this symbol is copied, so here we have to create a copy, and this, and here is, it is also in the span. And then here is this, and here we have to apply the link on the and Fahad Chaudhary, and here is this, and remove it. Here it is copied 2 times, so now here I'm gonna remove it, and here we have to apply the anchor tag on it, and here is the hyperreference hash, and now here give it the class to apply the style on it. On the link, here is a class link, and then here is apply a anchor tag on Udemy. Here is this, here is link, and here is the anchor tag, and here is the BR, and then all the things are okay, and let's check it. But it have not any styles right now, so that's why it look like this. And let's give it the style to the footer, then it will be okay. And start from here. Let's give the style to the footer, and here it is. Here is the width is 100%, and here is the padding is 0, and here is the height is 140 pixel, and here is the position is become relative. Here is the Z index is 2, and here is the color is HFF white, and then here is the overflow hidden, and we have given the Z index 2 to the footer, so it means it is shown on the screen more prominently because we have given the Z index 1 to the extra that have all the things header and the content area. And now here I'm gonna give the footer background, footer BG, and here it is, give the width 100%, and here is the background is URL, and here is images / here is the footer, and here is the background.jpg, and here is no repeat and -1 pixel, and here is the top, and now after it we have to place the minimum height 104 pixel. So now it's okay, and let's check it. Here it is inserted, and now we have to give the padding inside it, so there is a space is created inside it, and here is dot footer, here is footer padding, and here it is, and here I'm going to check this class existing, and here is padding 28 pixel, and here is a 80 pixel, and 0 and 29 pixel. Let's render it, and now we have to give the style to this text, and here I'm gonna give the style by using the class footer text. Here it is font size, here is the 14 pixel, and then here is the line height is become 24 pixel, and here is the color is white, and then here is the display as the block, and here is floated to the left, so the text is float to the left, the whole span is float to the left. Here it is, and now here is inside the footer text, and I'm gonna target the span. Here is the display as a block. So now here I want to show you something, that this span here, when we write footer text, so the footer text class is given to the span, and then we write span, so it will target the span that is inside the footer text span. So it is displays as a block and new line is added. And now here we are gonna insert the images that are here, and let's insert that images. Here is, after this, here we have to insert the images. Here is the UL, and here is class. Here is list services, and then after it we have to place the list item. Here is a closing tag, here is the anchor tag, here is this, and then here I'm gonna give the hyper reference null, and here we have to give the image this, and in between the anchor tag we have to place the image source, and here is images facebook.png, and here it is Twitter, and here is the YouTube. And now let's check it. Here it is inserted. Now we have to give it the style, then it is okay. And here is use its class list services. Here it is, and then insert it here. And here is the float it to the right. Social icons are floated to the right, and then here is the padding. From the top is 2 pixel and 0 0 0, and here it is. So now there is a padding on the top and float to the left, right, and then here is the list services, and here is, I'm gonna give the style to the list items, and here is the list items are float to the left, and here is the padding is 0 and 4 pixel left side and 0 and 0. And after this, here is, I'm gonna give the style to the anchor tag. Here is list item anchor tag, and here is the display inline block, and here is the width of the anchor tag is 51 pixel, and here is the height is 51 pixel. And when we give the float to the left to the list item, so all the images are now in the line. Here you can see that, and now it is completed. The first page is completed, and now in the next video I'm gonna make this page. We will make these images, we will insert these images by using the figure, and then we will insert these links, this list, and this is a separate list, and this is a separate list. So we will make this list in the next lecture. So thank you for watching. Hi guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture I'm gonna teach you how to make this audio page. Here is the audio page, and it have not the slider, so now we have to create this. And let's go and make the audio.html page. Here it is, and alt control save. Here is the audio.html. Then copy the same code, and I'm gonna copy the code till the header, and then we will remove this slider. Here it is, and now copy this and paste it here, and then remove this slider, we don't need it. and here it is. And now we need the content area code that is same. So here we need this thing till the row and copy it and paste it here. And we don't need this bg background here. And now we need its closing tags. Here are the closing tags. Here these are the closing tags. So now here I'm gonna copy this, copy the footer, closing tags of body and main, and here are this. So now here is the footer, this is the closing tag. So now here I'm gonna check the closing tags. So all the closing tags are present, and this is the content area. And now I'm gonna reload the page, then we will see the audio.html is created. Here you see that. Now let's create this content. So first of all we have to create this heading. This heading have the width 100% because there is no content present in front of this heading. Here you see that this is blank space. And here I want to tell you something. First of all we will make a div, and that div will contain this image and this heading and this text and these lists. And then we will create another div, and in that div we will place this second image, second list, second text, and this, then the third one, and it contains this. So now let's create it. First of all here remove this and then paste it here. And after this, here in the row div I'm gonna create the heading firstly. Here is the div that will contain the heading. Here is the class, adjust, and here is the div, and here is the div that will produce the padding on the bottom side by using this class. Padding grid 1, here is padding grid 1, and here is this. And now after this, here we have to put the heading. Here I'm gonna put this. Here is closing tag, and then after this here we have to put our here is our discography, and here is the song. Here is the song discography. And here I'm gonna give the class to this heading. It contains the class letter. And now here in this 100% width div, this div have the width 100%. So in this div we will put, first we will put this image that have the 33% width, and then we will put this thing. And let's do this. And here is this. And now in this div we will put the first, we will put a div that contain the class wrapper. So in that div we will put this image and these lists and text. And now here is the div, and here is the class wrapper, and here is a p3. Create the margin on the bottom side. Here is this margin, and here is the closing tag of the div. And then here let's start. First of all, what we need to do, we have to put the article for the image. Here is the image, we have to create an article. And now I'm gonna copy its code from the first page. We have insert the image in this page, so the code is same, so that's why I'm gonna copy that code. Here is the article. It have the adjustment div, padding grid 2, and here is the wrapper. So it is just like that code, and here is copy this and paste it here. And now here remove this class wrap call. Here we don't need any wrap call, and then here we don't need this heading, and then here is the div wrapper, and here is the figure, and it have the class. Here I'm gonna give it the class style image 2 float left, and here is the images, and here I'm gonna put 2, and here is the image 1, and all the things are okay. So now the first image is inserted into the page. Here is the image, and now we have to create this part, and then we will give it the styles. And for this part we have to create another article, and this article also have the 66% width. So for this, here I'm gonna create the adjust to, here is adjust to, and here is adjust to, and here I'm gonna create it article, and here is this article have the 66% width. Here is the article, and here is the class adjust to, and then after it we have to put a div. Here is the padding grid 2, and then after it here is the div, and then here is a class, and here is the h4. This heading is in this h4, and now copy this 2011 is in the strong. Here is, and here is the strong, and then here is the class margin none, to make the margin 0 and on the bottom side. And here I'm gonna give indent top 1 to create a margin from the top for the h4 heading, and then here I'm gonna put that paragraph. Here is the paragraph, here is this, and then here is, and now here paragraph is ready, and now here I'm gonna give it the class previous indent bot. And then after this paragraph we have to put the order list, this unordered list. This is a list. Now let's create the first list. Here it is, and for this here we have to create the div for it, and here is the class wrapper. Here is the wrapper, here is this, and then in between this we have to put the lists, both lists, left and right, and here is the list, and then here is give the class list1, and here is float left, and here I'm gonna put the list item, and here is the anchor tag, here is the anchor tag, and here is the hyperreference, and then here is in between this we will put this text. And here I'm gonna increase it, and now this list is ready. And after this we have to create this list. So first of all, here I'm gonna reload the page and then check it how it look like. So here it is created, here is the image, and here is the heading, text, and this is the list. So first of all, I'm gonna give the style to this list, then we will insert these images. Now let's give it the style. Here is this, and now let's check it what things are left. First of all, start from this wrapper div, and here is the class p3. So by using this p3 class you have to give the margin on the bottom side. Here you can see that there is no space on the bottom side, so give the margin. Here is p3, I'm gonna give it here dot p3 margin bottom 30 pixel. Here is the 30 pixel, and after this here let's check it what is the next. Here all things are okay in the image, and now here the adjust to is created, 66% width, and now here is the heading. So first of all, here what we need to do, we have to give this margin none. We have to remove the margin on the bottom side of this heading. This is too much distance on the bottom side, and here is the p3 margin is created, and now give the margin none. Here I'm gonna give it here. Here is the margin none. Margin bottom is 0 pixel. Here it is, and then I'm also gonna remove the margin of the paragraph. Here you can see that the margin is also given by from this paragraph, so I'm gonna remove it. Here is right p, and here is p, and here is the margin is 0, and here is the padding is also 0, and now here it is. And the next thing is, here you can see that on the this heading is literally down. The image is started from here and it is on the downside, so we have to reduce the default margin from the top side, and here we have given the class indent top one, and here is the indent top one. Copy it. Here we have to copy it, and here is this, and paste it here. Here it is, indent top one. Here is, and now here I'm gonna give the margin top, reduce the margin top, so the heading and the paragraph are equal, minus 10 pixel, and here it is. And now that's the thing, here it is reduced. So now the next thing is, we have to give the style to this text. 2011 is in the blue color, this is inside the strong, and we have to give it the style h4 strong. Here is the h4 strong, and let's give it the style h4 strong. Here is its color is become #93 CE. Here it is. And the next thing is, here is this, we have to give the margin on the bottom side. Here you can see that there is no margin under this paragraph, so we have to give the margin under the paragraph by using this. Here is, I'm going to paste it here in the indents. Here are the indents. Here I'm going to give the margin. Here is the margin bottom, and here I'm going to give it 10 pixel, and here is the margin is created on the bottom side of this paragraph. And Here I want to tell you another thing, that is in the home, when we give the class to this paragraph, we have to reduce this margin. We have given the class, here it is, here is this previous indent bottom to the heading, and by using this class we have to reduce the margin on the bottom side of this heading. So now I'm gonna give it, I have forgotten this thing, and here is margin bottom one, and here I'm gonna give margin bottom is 20 pixel, and now here it is reduce, and here I'm gonna give it margin bottom. We have to give the bottom side margin, so that's why it is creating the problem. Here it is, here it is not equal. You can see that this text is starting from here, there is too much margin here, reduce it to 6 pixel, and here is, now I hope so it is okay. And I will give the rest of the style in the next video. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. I will prepare the second list in the next video. See you in the next lecture. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have created this list, this text, and this thing. We have given it the style, and now we have to give the style to this list, and then we have to create this list that contains these images, 3 images, play button, speaker button, and this line in the center. Here you can see that these are the 3 images. We have to put these images inside the list item, and first of all here we have to create the second list. Here is list 2, float right, and here is the list item, here is the list item, image source, here is images, and forward slash, and then here we have to write the name of the image. Here is image1.gif, and then here we have to give the second image. This is the image of this speaker, this volume button, or just like a speaker, and then we have to put the second image, that is a line. Here is in between the play button image, here is images, and here is, we have to write list2 line.gif, and after this here is the image src images forward slash, here is image2.gif, and here I'm gonna add a new line here. And now here this third image is this play button, and the second image is this line. And now let's render it. So these things are present here. We have to give it float right, then it will be at this side. And here is, let's give the style to these lists. Here is this, and here we have to write and here it is. First of all, we have to give the style to the list one that contains text, and let's give the style to this list one, and here is this list one, and here it is, and give the style to the list items. Here is dot, and here is this. First of all, give it the font size. Here is the font size is 13 pixel, and here is the line height 20 pixel, and let's check it. Here it is list 1, its style is given to the list 1. You can change this text easily. And now I'm going to give the style to the list 2. First of all, here is we have to create this float right class to float it to the right side. Here is float right, and here I'm going to give float right. Here is right, and now it is at this side, and now we have to remove these list style types and all the things. And here is in the UL, here at the top we have to remove the list style type, list style only, it is none, and here it is removed. And now we have to give the style to the list, and first of all give it the padding from the top side. Here it is dot list 2, and here is the padding from the upper side, 5 pixel, 21 pixel, from the left side 0 and 0. And then after it we have to give the style to the list items. Here is dot list 2 list items, and here is the position is become relative, and here is the overflow is hidden, and then here is the width of the list 1 is 41 pixel, and here is the minimum height is 20 pixel. And now here it is adjusted. Now we have to copy and paste the code again, then it is created. And now I'm gonna add the distance in between the images. So now I'm gonna give the margin right to the images, margin right side, and here I'm gonna give 8 pixel, and here is the margin. The margin is not created because here we have to give it separately. We have to give this margin to the images. Here we have to write list item, here is the images, and then it will work. And here is this, and it is too much. Here I'm gonna give 4 pixel and check it. So now it is okay. Now copy and paste the code, and the list items are created. And here is this, and this, and here is this. We have to add 2 more. Here is this, remove it. And now here is these things are created, and now this is a single wrapper div that contain this article and this article. Now what we need to do, we have to copy and paste it again, and we have to create the second list. And you can change the text easily. You can change this text and this text, and then we have to change the name of the image. So now here is it is started from this wrapper div, and we have to start copy this thing from here, wrapper div, copy it, and not this wrapper div. Here is another wrapper div. This is the wrapper div. We have to copy, start from here, and then we don't. Here is copy from this wrapper div that also contain the images. Copy both lists. Here is this, and it is ending on this tag, I think. And yes, this is the tag where it is ending. Copy all the wrapper. Here is also contain the image. Copy it, and then here it is. And then after it, third thing, And here what we need to do, we just need to change the image. Here is third one, and here is the second one image. And now here it is. So now here it is created, and now you can change this text. And in the next video I'm gonna create this video page. It contains the videos. First of all, create this heading, and then we have to insert the videos. And you have already know how to make this video. We have to give the figure and then an anchor tag to the video, and then this image, and then this image. We have created it in the home page. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have built this audio.html page, and now in this lecture we are going to build this video.html page. And you have already know how to put this heading, and then this video we have already created the code of this video in the home page. So I will copy from that page, and then we have to put this paragraph, and then we have to put this rating. This is an image, it is put in the background of the anchor tag, and this is a different image, and this is a different image. So now let's start. Here it is. And first of all, create a new page and save it as video.html. Here is video.html. Here it is. And now we have to copy the same code. Here is this till the header, and now here is save it. And after this, here I'm gonna copy the footer, and then I will copy the code that we need in the content area. Here is the footer and the closing tags of the body and main. Here it is. And now what we need to do, here it is. And then after this, here in between this, we have to copy the code of the content area that we need. And here I'm gonna pick this current class and paste it on the video.html. And now copy the content area code that is same. Here is, this is the code. Section, we need the section content main and till the row. And here is this, and we have to paste it here. And then we need its closing tags. Here I'm going to copy these closing tags from here. Now all the closing tags are present, and here I want to tell you an interesting thing. First of all, in between this we have to remove this thing, and here we have to put the content padding too. It have the different padding values. And here is the wrapper, this is the wrapper. And here first of all what we need to do, we have to put this heading and this heading and this heading almost same way to put these headings. So I'm gonna copy the code of the heading from the content area in the audio.html, and here it is. And then here is this. Here you can see that this is a div padding grid 1, and here we have to write our music videos. And then after it, here I want to tell you something, that this heading and all of these videos are placed inside a div who have the 100% width. So now here is that div, and here is its closing tag. So this div have the 100% width, and then in between this div we have to place these videos. And here I want to tell you something. This video is have the separate code. It is in the article. This is in a separate article. This is in a separate article. You can also use the section, but I'm gonna use the article. And then we will create these videos. We will insert these videos row wise. First of all, we will create a div who have the class wrapper, and in that div we will place these first three videos that is in the first line, this, and then we will create the second div, and in that div we will place these three videos in the second line. So in this way we will create it, and we will put these things inside this adjust div. It have the 100% width, and now all the things are okay. And let's reload that page, and here it is, and here is the video page. And here is the interesting thing is that we have to give the padding, content padding from the top. Here you see that we have give it the content padding too, so we have to define this content padding. Here is it is at the top. Here is the content padding. Here is the padding from the top is 23 pixel, and then here is the 57 pixel from the bottom side to separate the videos. And here is this, and now here it is. And here I'm gonna check it why it is not applied. Here is 2, and now here is the distance is created, and let's put the videos. So first of all, here in between this, and if you have any problem in coding of these sites, so kindly contact me. And the next thing is I will provide you the clean code of these websites. Here I have created the mixed code, but I have provided the websites. You can download these websites, and these websites have the clean code. I have added the comment to recognize the code, what part is this of the code. And now here first of all I'm going to create a div which contain these three videos, and here is that div name is, give it the class wrapper. Here is this, here is the class, and here is the wrapper, and here is I'm gonna write indent bot 1. So what is the function of indent bot 1? Indent bot 1 is just for creating the margin on the bottom side to separate the first line of videos with the second line. Here you see that this difference is inserted by using the indent bot 1, and here is this. So now here I'm going to create its closing tag. Here it is, and now in between this, first of all we will put the first video, this video, and its code is already present in the home page. We have created this thing in the home page. Here you see that here it is, and now here we are, and let's pick its code. We have to copy the complete article and then paste it here. And here I want to tell you something, that it have the width 33%, and then we don't need to provide wrap call. It is just for creating the space around this heading, and then we don't need this heading. And here it is, and then here we need p2 to create the margin on the bottom side of the video. Here you can see that the margin on the bottom side of the video to separate this line of text. And then here is the figure, and it has a style image too, and all the things are okay. Here is, and here is, and then here is the div of the wrapper. And then after this, what we need to do, this video is created, I'm gonna show you. Here it is, and after this we have to put this paragraph and the image in the anchor tag, and after this div we have to put that paragraph. Here is the P and here is the closing tag of the P. We have to paste this paragraph after the closing tag of the wrapper, and here I'm gonna give a class to create the distance on the bottom side to separate the rating image, to create a distance between the image. Here is the indent, here is the bot 2, and here I'm gonna paste that text here in this, and here it is. And then here is, after this we have to put this image in the anchor tag, and here it is. And here is the hyper reference, and here I'm gonna give the class to this anchor tag to give it some CSS properties linked to, and in between this I'm gonna put that image photo rating image. Here is source and here is images / and here I'm gonna add some space, and this image is 4 stars, so I have saved its image with the name of star4.png. so now it is inserted. Here it is inserted. This is the anchor tag, and now I'm gonna give the style to this thing. Here is, first of all, the content padding 2 is created. It is created, and here is the indent bot 1 is already created, and then here is the padding 2 grid 2 is created, and now we have to create this P2 to create the distance on the bottom side of this video. So then there is a distance between this line of text and the video. Here is the P2, here is P2, here is P2, here is 15 pixel, and here it is. And now we have to create the distance around this anchor tag. So now here I will give this thing, I'm gonna give the margin on the bottom side of this paragraph, so this rating have the distance on its top side. There is a difference between these things, and let's give this previous bot to previous indent bot margin on the bottom side, and here is 8 pixel, and now here it is, there is a distance. And now the next thing is, here I'm gonna compare both things. Here it is, both things are clear, so here we don't need to give the style to the anchor tag, it is okay. And then the next thing is, we have to create the second one, and it have just a different image on its rating, so we have to put the different image here. We have to copy this article for the second one, and here it is, and here is change the name of the image. Here is 3, and here is the page is also 3, and here is 1, and here is 3 page and 1 image, and here is the page 3 and 2 image. And now let's reload it. So now here it is. Here we have to put the different rating image, and here is, we have to put the star 3. Here I'm gonna put 3-star rating. I have saved it with the name of 3-star, and here it is. And then put the third one. Here is this, copy this and paste it here inside the wrapper. We have to paste this article inside the wrapper, and here is 5-star rating and image is third one. and here it is. And now we have to create the second line. So for the second line we have to copy and paste the whole wrapper here. Copy from this closing tag of the wrapper and also copy this wrapper, copy it, then paste it here. Here it is. And now here I'm gonna give the different image. Here is the image 4 and here is the image 5 and here is the 6 and here it is. So now video page is ready, and the problem here is that this distance is too much. So now here on the second wrapper, this is the second wrapper, we have to remove this, so the margin on the bottom side is removed, and let's check it. So here it is, this is a less margin, so it is okay, and this page is ready. And now what we need to do, we have to make the second page, and here is the second page, that is the gallery.html. we will make this gallery. Here it contain here the text about the gallery, and this text is not look awesome, this is too much text. We will put the control amount of text, less text, then it look awesome. And here are the links, you can see that. So thank you for watching this video. If you have any problems, kindly add the discussion, I will help you as much as I can. Hi guys, welcome to this lecture. In this lecture I'm gonna teach you how to make this gallery, and I have changed the gallery because the previous gallery is too odd and that gallery is not so beautiful. So here I have changed it, I have reduced the text, and then I have changed the pictures, and then I have give the border, so now it look awesome. Here it is. And now here I want to tell you about its structure. Here when we create this video.html page, so first of all we have put this heading, and then we have create a 100% width div, and then we have inserted these videos by row wise. And at the first we have put these 3 images of this first line in a single div, and then we have create another div for the second row videos. And in this gallery we use the same strategy. First of all we will put the first, second and the third images and its text in a single div, and then we will create another div and that contain the second row images and the text. So now let's start. Here it is. First of all create a new page. Here is create a new page, save it as gallery.html, and then we need the code that is same in both place in both pages. And here first of all I'm going to copy the header, here it is, and then we need the footer. And before this, here adjust this menu, and here it is. And then here is, and now in between this what we need to do here is, first of all here I'm going to copy this section. Here is this section, it contains the menu, we need the main and this content padding too, and then this wrapper, and we also need this heading because we will create our heading. Here is this, save it. And then after this we need its closing tag, and here is at the end I'm gonna copy these closing tags. Here is, these are the closing tags, here are the closing tags, section div, here is, and now all the closing tags are complete. And this is the div. These things you are already know. This is wrapper, container, and all the things. And the new thing is this is the div adjust. It have the 100% width, and in this width we will put these gallery images. And then here is the heading, and here we have to write gallery, our gallery. And here is, I'm gonna reload it, and then here is the gallery, and here is the heading. So now what we need to do, we have to write the first div, and the first div contain these first row 3 images. And here is that div. We have already created this div in the video. Here I'm gonna show you, just show you. Here we have created the wrapper indent bot, and indent bot is creating the distance between the 2 rows of images. And here what we need to do, we have to copy this div, and in this div we will place these images. And here I'm gonna insert this. Here is the closing tag of this wrapper. And now I'm gonna edit this edit this code to insert this image. So first of all, it needs the 33% width. This image and its text have the 33% width. This image and the text have 33% width, and this image and text have the 33% width. And this padding grid is just for creating the padding on the right side, this distance. Here you see that here. And then here we need the wrapper div, and remove all the things inside the wrapper. And then here we also need to remove this. So now in this wrapper div we will put this image, and then we have to put this text, and this text is outside this div here after the wrapper. And here is the image, right? Image source, and here is the images gallery 1.jpg. and now after this, here we have to put the text. Here is the text, this is the anchor tag, and then a paragraph, and here is that anchor tag, and here is anchor tag. Here is this. After it, here is hyperreference. Here is class, give it the class link, and then after this put this paragraph inside a paragraph, in a paragraph tag, and here is its closing tag. And here I'm gonna give a class to create the margin on the bottom side of the paragraph. So in this way a distance is created between the anchor tag and the paragraph. Here you see that there is a difference between these two things, paragraph and anchor tag. This is due to this class. We will give the margin on the bottom side, and here is this p2 will create the distance on the bottom side of the image. And now here I'm going to create this p2. First of all, let's check p2 is existing, and then here is, I'm going to create this one, bot 2. Here is bot 2 is already existing, and now let's reload it, and then we'll give the style to the image. Here it is existing, all the styles are given, and here I'm gonna create the anchor tag after this paragraph. Here is hyperreference hash, and here is the class button. Here is anchor tag, and here read more. And then I'm gonna give the style to the anchor tag by using its class button, and then I will give the style to this image, and to give the style to the image, here I'm gonna give it a class set image to provide the border on the image, and let's give the style to the anchor tag here by using its class dot button. First of all, reload it. Here is the anchor tag. Here is, I'm gonna give the color. First of all, color is white, and then here is the font size is 16 pixel, and here is the line height is 30 pixel, and then here is the display inline block. And when we take the mouse over the button, so it's become underlined. Here is button, here is hover, text decoration, underline, and now let's check it. Here it is, and here I'm gonna check it. So now here the text decoration is not applied because here we have provided the space before the colon of the hover, and here it is. So now it is applying, and now I'm gonna apply the style on this image, and now I'm gonna give the border and the width to this image, and by using its class set image, here is this, and I'm gonna give it here set image dot, here is width of the image is 90%, and the total width of the div is 33%, so it will cover the 90% of the 33%. Here is the border 5 pixel solid hash FFF, and now here it is completed. We have to apply this style on the image. Here is image, now it's okay, here it is. And now we have to copy the second image, third image, and here is copy this article and paste it inside the wrapper. Here it is, and change the image name to, and then here is this third one. So now in one div we have to place only 3 images, so here are, it is full. Now, so now we have to create another wrapper div, and for this I'm gonna copy this and then paste it again. Here is, and then here is 6 5 4. So now here it is. Here I'm gonna insert this image. Its type is PNG, and here it is. So all the images are inserted. Here you can see that it is looking awesome, and this distance is too much, so we have to remove the indent bot from the last wrapper div, and here it is reduced. And now in the next lecture we are gonna create this tour dates page. First, you have already know how to make these tour dates. You have already made this thing here, tour dates, so we have copied the code and then increase it, and then we will create this thing. This is the anchor tag, and we have provide the link to show on the page, and then telephone number, and then we will make this list. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have built this gallery page, and now in this lecture we are going to build this tour dates. So here I want to tell you something, that this is the tour date heading. First of all, we will create this, and these two list, this is a list of the date and this is a list of our tickets and the telephone, or inside the same div. This div have the 66% width, and then we will give the 50% width to this New York date div, and then we will give 50% width to this list, tickets and the telephone, and then this list have the 33%. So let's create this, And first of all, here create the page, and here is the Control Alt S, and here is the tour.html. And now copy the same code, and here is, we also need this wrapper and all the things, and we also need this heading. So now I'm gonna copy the header first, then I will copy the other things. Here is now footer, here it is, paste it and correct the menu. Here is, this thing is now here on this, and now here in between this place the content area. Here is this, and now here is, copy this, place it here. Then after this we have to place the closing tags of the div. Here is this, place it here, and here are the 4 divs tag. Here this one is extra, remove it. And now after this we have to place the heading, so that's why here I'm going to copy the heading code. Here it is, copy it and then paste it here, and here is the div, and this div have the 66% width. Here is its closing tag, and now here I'm gonna give the width to this div is 66%. So here I'm gonna create a new adjust. Here is the adjust to, and that have the 66%. So why I have give this div 66% width, because here you can see that this tour dates have is inside the 66% width of the div, and then this list is also inside the 66%, and this list is also inside it. And now here we need to create these lists. First of all, I'm gonna create this list. First of all, what we need to do, we have to create a div, give it the class wrapper. Here is the wrapper, and then after it, here it is, here is the closing tag. And now after it, what we need to do, we have to create an article for all this list of the dates, and this article have the 50% width. So here is article, and here is the class. I'm gonna give it 50% width. Here we will create this adjust 3. Adjust 3, it is the adjust 3. Here is article, and now here is the adjust 3. It have the 50% width. Here is this, and here is adjust 3. So now here I want to tell you something. This adjust 3 have this 50% width, and then 50% is given to this list, and this 50% is the 50% of the total width. Total width is equal to 66%. So you can clearly understand this thing. And here is the div. Here is the class padding grid 1 to create the padding on the left side. Here is the div, and then after this article we will create the another article for the second list. And now this padding grid 1 create the padding on this side, and now we have to copy the code of this thing. So now I'm gonna copy its code from the first page. We have created the tour dates. Here are the tour dates, So now we have to copy from this line till this, copy it and paste it here. This will create the first date, and here is indent bot 2. This indent bot is just for creating the distance on the bottom side. Here is on the bottom side of every date, and then here is a time set 2. All the things are fine. Here is, I'm going to create the indent bottom 2. I think it is already created. Here is the indent bottom 2. Here is 2. Here is 26 pixel, and then here is, I'm gonna reload it, and here it is. So now here it is created, and now what we need to do, we just need to copy it and paste it again. Here it is. And now let's check it. So here are the 6 dates are created, and here I'm going to change this heading, and then we will create another article to the for the list and this telephone number and the tickets. And here is the heading. Here is dates tour, and here it is. And then after this, here we will create this part, and we have to create the second article in this wrapper div. This is the closing tag of the wrapper div, and here is, it also have the 50% width. Here is the class adjust 3, and here is adjust 3 50% width, and here is its closing tag article. And then here I'm gonna create the padding by using the div class. Here is padding grid 4. Here I'm gonna create the padding grid 4. So now this padding grid 4 will create the padding on the right side and then on the top side of this list. And now after this, I'm gonna create this first tickets and the telephones, and for this we have to make a div. Here is its class margin bot 1, and here is its closing tag. And then after this, this margin bot create the distance on the bottom side of this telephone and tickets. Here you can see that. And now we have to put the text, and here first of all we have to put the tickets in a span. Here is the ticket, and here is the tickets, and here I'm gonna give it the class add to add a little property, so that's why I have give this class. And then after it we have to give this link, and when we take the mouse over it, so it shows. And here is put it inside the anchor tag, and here is the anchor tag. Here is the hyperreference. Here is null, and then here we have to give it the class link. And then after it we have to give a break line. So now new line is starting, and here we have to give this telephone, and here I'm gonna copy this and then paste it here. We have to paste the telephone number, and here is, and here is, after this we have to place the telephone number, and here I'm gonna write the span, and here is the span, and in between this, here I'm gonna give the class add. We also need to give it the inline block, and here is we have to give it another class color1, so we can apply the white color on this number. And here I'm gonna write the number, copy it and paste it here, then remove it. Now this div is ready, and now we have to give this padding grid 4. Here it is, and padding grid is on the top. Here it is. Here is the top side is 3 pixel, and here is the bottom side is 19 pixel, and here I'm gonna write another thing, line height is 24 pixel. And now after this, I'm going to create the margin bottom to create the margin on the bottom side. And first of all, I'm going to reload it. Here it is. It is now it is at this side. Later it will be adjusted. Here is margin bottom. Here is 32 pixel, and then after this, here I'm gonna give this add class, and here I'm gonna give it inline block. Here is display as inline block, and then after this, here is all the things are fully clear, and here I'm gonna give the white color to this number. Here is color is -ff, and here is white, and now let's check it. So it is created, and now it is still at this side. What is the problem? I think problem is in the grid.css. Here is the problem. We have to give it 50%. Now let's reload it. So now it is at this side, and we have to copy and paste this code again to create the next one. Here is this, and this, and here it is. So now it is adjusted. Here are the things. You can create more if you want, and now I'm gonna create this thing that is here, and here you see that these things are not equal. We have not applied the padding on the top side correctly, and here I'm gonna check it. Here is we have to write padding grid 4, then it will be apply, and now it is adjusted equal. And let's create the third list, this one. This arrow is an image in the background of the list item, and here it is. Here is after this, and here we have to create it after these closing tags, the closing tag of the wrapper and the div who have the width 66%. Here you can see that this adjust to. Now after this, we have to create a div who have the width equal to the 33%. Here is article. Here it is, and here is the class adjust one. Here we have to place the h3 heading. Here is the h3, and here is we have to write past, and here is in the strong towards. Here is the strong, and here is towards. and then after this we have to place the UL, give it the class list3, and then here is UL, and then here is the list items, here is the list items, here is the anchor tag, and then here is the hyperreference, and here is in between this anchor tag I'm gonna place this text. Here it is, and increase it, and then I'm gonna give it the style by using its class list3, and here it is dot list3, here it is. First of all, give the style to the list items, and here is the font size. Here I'm going to give the font size 13 pixel, here it is, and then here is the line height 20 pixel, and then here is the background. We have to put the image in the background. Here is images /list 3 marker .gif, and after this here is the no repeat property, and here is the left side, it is on the left side 10 pixel for the y-axis, and here is 5 pixel from the top padding, 5 pixel from the bottom, 12 pixel on the right side, and then here is the dot list 3, and now give the style to the anchor tags. Here is this, and here is a display inline block, and here is the color is #FFF, and here is the text decoration, here is the none, and then when we take the mouse over it, so it will show the color. Here is the list 3 li, here is the hover, here is the text decoration. It's not text decoration, we have to give it the color. Here is the color is become blue, and now let's execute it. Here it is, and it is fully ready. And now in the next lecture we are going to create this contact.html. So if you have any problems, kindly add the discussion. I will help you as much as I can. And now the internet connection is not present, so that's why it looked like this. We will create this page in the next video. See you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have built this tours dates page, and now in this lecture we are going to build this contact.html. First of all, we will build the contact page, and we have to copy the code of the header and the footer, and then we will place these fields and all of these things in a div which have the 66% width, and then this map and the description list, this address in a div which have the 33% width. And now here I'm going to create a new page. Here it is, and then we have to copy the code. Here is, first of all, I'm going to copy the code of the header till the header, and here is the header, and here it is, place it here, and here we have to save this file with the name of contact.html. And now after this header we have to place the closing tags and the code of the footer. Here is, move it here, and now here is the footer and the closing tag of the body and the main, and place it here. And now after this here I want to tell you something, that here you see that the header and the content area in this website is placed inside the div whose class name is extra. So now we have to place its closing tag here above the footer. here is the closing tag of the extra div, and now in between this div we have to place the content area. But here I want to tell you something, that we have missed the closing tag of the extra in the previous pages of this site. Here is, we have to place the closing tag of the extra here above the footer, and here is the extra div. And now here is, in this gallery.html we have also not placed the closing tag of the extra, and here is the video.html. This footer is not inside the extra div, and now we have to copy the code of the content area, some code wrapper and the padding grid and all things. And now here I'm gonna render this file. Here is contact.html, and now here it is created. Here is the menu and the footer, because we have not put the content in between this, so that's why it look like this. And here is this current class, and now first of all here I'm gonna place some code from the content area. Here is this, and here is, I'm gonna copy the closing tags. Here is the closing tags, here you can see that closing tags are present. Here I'm gonna adjust it, here it is. And now in between this, first of all what we need to do, we have to create this heading inside a div who have the 66% width. So now here I'm gonna create that div. Here is div, here I'm gonna give it the 66% width by using the adjust to class, and then inside it I'm gonna create the padding, because we have to give the padding to this div. And here for this, here I'm gonna place a div who have the class padding grid. Here is the padding grid 1, here is the padding grid 1, and then here is its closing tag. And now after this what we need to do, we have to place the heading. What heading? Here is the h2, it have the contact form heading. Here is the contact form, and here is the strong, here is the strong, and then after it I'm gonna place that form. Here is, let's look at it. Here is the heading, and now we have to place this form, and here I'm gonna make that form. First of all, here is the form tag, and here is its closing tag of the form. And now here I'm gonna give it a class. Here is the contact form, and now after it, here I'm gonna give it field set to create a border around the form. Here is the field set, and then in this we have to create this input field and this name, and this text is inside the span, and then we will give it the class to that span, and then we will give it the style. And this text and this field both are placed inside the label. Here is the label, here is the label, and here is, first of all here I'm gonna place the span, and here is name, and here is I'm gonna give it the class. Here is I'm gonna give it the class style text style input. Here is input, and then after it, here in the label we have to create a input type, and then here is I'm gonna increase it. Here is this, and this contain the email, and here is its type is also email, and then after it we have to create a text area. Here I'm gonna write message, and here is I'm gonna write text area for the message. Here is the text area, and now what we need to do here, we have to place all the things are okay. And now after this field set, what we need to do, we have to give these clear and the send buttons in a div, and these things are created. We will give it the style, then it will be okay. And here is this, and now we have to create this clear and the send buttons. And for this, here is the div, and here is the closing tag of that div, and here is the class. Here I'm gonna give it the class link form. Here is the link form, and then here is the anchor tag, here is the closing tag, and here is the clear. And then here I'm gonna give it the class. First of all, we have to give the style to this text, to this anchor tag. So for this, here is the link class, and then here is I'm also gonna give it link margin class. So why is the link margin class is given to it? Link margin class is just for creating the margin on the right side of every anchor tag, and this link form class is given to this div because we have to put this div on the right side of the form, so that's why it is given to it. And here is this, and now I'm gonna give it the style, then it will be okay. And we have already created this adjust to padding grid 1 content padding 2. Here I'm gonna check it why while the content padding 2 is given or not. Here is I know it is given, but just for the confirmation, here is the padding grid 2. And then now we have to give the style to this contact form, but before this we have to give this style to this h2 heading. Here it is, and here is the h2 heading. Here is I'm not gonna give it the style here in the contact.html. I'm gonna change it to the h3 because we have already defined the style for the h3, so then it will be apply on it. Here is this, and here it is. And now let's give the style to this form by using its class contact form. Here is the contact form, and here is the contact form. Here is the dot, and here is first of all here I'm gonna give position to it. Here is the relative, and then here is the vertical align top. Here is the vertical align. Here is the top, and then here is the width of the form is 100%. So what is the 100% width? Means the total width of the div in which the form is placed is 66%, so it will cover all of the 66% width. And after this, here I'm gonna give the style to the field set. Here is that is inside this form. Here is contact form, and now here is border, here is the margin 0, and here is the padding, here is the width 100%, field set width is become 100%, and here is the overflow is become hidden. And then after it I'm gonna give the style to the label. Here is the label dot, and here is display as a block. The minimum height is of every label is become 40 pixel, and here is the overflow is become hidden. And now I'm gonna give the style to the name, to the text that is outside the fields. Here is style input class, and here I'm gonna give it display as a block, and then here is float to the left, text is going to be float to the left, and here is the width is become 75 pixel of every of the span. Here you see that this style input is given to the span, so then the width of the span is become 75 pixel, and here is the padding is 5 pixel from the top, and the 0 pixel and 1 pixel from the right to create the distance between the field and the text. And here it is, here is the 1 pixel and 5 pixel from the top. This is the width of the span, and this distance is created because we have given the minimum height 40 pixel to every label. And now we have to give the style to these fields. First of all, here I'm gonna apply the same style that is the same for the input and the text area. Here is the input, and here is the text area, and here is this. And here is, first of all, give it the margin 0, and then it will create a 0 margin from the all the side. And then we have to give the width to every field. Here I'm gonna give 479 pixel width to every field, email, name and message. And then here is the padding. Here I'm gonna create 6 pixel from the top and the bottom of every field, and then here is the 12 pixel from the left and right. And then here is the font family, here is Arial, and then here I'm gonna give the font size. Here is the font size is 13 pixel, and here is the line height. Here is the line height is 1.25 em, and then after it I'm gonna give the color to the text. Here is the color hash A1, it is just gray type like, and here is the 1 pixel solid, and here is hash 33 gray type border. And then here I'm gonna give it the background. Here is none, and then here is outline is also none. When we click on the field, so it's already outline is present. So now let's reload it. So here are the styles are present. Now we have to give the height to this text area, and then we have to give the style to the buttons clear and send. Here it is, here is the style, here is the text area, and then here it is, here is overflow auto, here is height is become 184 pixel, and here is this, and here it is. And now we have to give this style to these clear buttons, clear and send, and here it is. And here we have to create the second one, clear and send. And now first of all give the style to the div that contain the both buttons. Here is the link form. Here is first of all give it the text align to the right side. Here is the right, so then the div is automatically on the right side. Here it is. So now here, and then we have to give it the padding from the top and the left to create the distance. Here is 8 pixel, 20 pixel, and here is 0 0, and here is the margin dot link, and link margin will create the margin right on the right side of the anchor tag. Here is the margin right, and here is 40 pixel, and now here it is created. And in the next lecture we are gonna build this map and this description list. You have already know how to create it. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. Hi guys, in the previous lecture we have built this part, and now we are going to build this one. And let's start. For this we have to make another div that have the width 33%, and here is in the contact.html, and here is the div, and this width of this div is 66%, and here is the div that will contain the map. Its width is adjust 1 because it have the 33% width. Here is its closing tag, and then here is the padding grid 3 to create the padding around it. Here is the padding grid 3, and then here is h3, here is h3, and here I'm gonna place contact. Here is the strong, and here is the strong, and then here in between this I'm gonna write info. Now let's execute it. Here is this, and then in between after this heading I'm gonna place a div. Here is the div wrapper. Here is the wrapper, and here is the p2 to create a margin on the bottom side. Here is div, and then here I'm gonna place this map inside the figure. This map is inside the figure. Here is the figure. Here is the class. Here I'm gonna write style img2. Here is the float left, and here is figure, and then in between this here I'm gonna place the code of the map, and I'm gonna get its code. Here is Google Maps. Click on this side and then go to share or embed map, and here is embed map, and copy this code and then close it and paste this code here. And you know that what is inside this code. Here is the border 0 and the frame border 0 and all the things, and here I'm gonna give it the width. You can also give the width in the style.css. Here is 252 pixel, and here is the height is 195 pixel, and now it is okay, and let's check it. Here is this. So now it is inserted, all the things are okay, and now we have to create the styles if there is not existing any style. And here I want to define this padding grid 3 is not created here. I'm gonna copy it, and then all the styles are given. This P2 is just for creating the margin on its bottom side to separate the description list. This is a wrapper style. Image 2 is already given to create the border around the map. Here is, and float left is already given. All the things are given. We don't need this padding grid 3 class, or we have to remove this div. We don't need this div, and here it is. And now let's check it. So now here you see that this space is created under the map, so we have to give the style to the iframe, and here I'm gonna give the style to the iframe. Here is the iframe. We have to give it the vertical align top. Here is the iframe. Here is the border, done. The border of the iframe. Here is vertical align top, and here is the margin of it is 0, and here is the padding is also 0, and here it is okay. And now we have to create the description list under this map, and here is after this wrapper div we have to create the description list. Here is the wrapper div, and this is the div of the adjust one, and here is we have to create the description list. Here is the DL, and here is the closing tag of the DL, and here is this, and here first of all place the DT, and here it is, and here is inside the DT we have to place the address. And first of all here I'm gonna give it the class list4, and here is inside the DT, here is this, here is this, and this thing is, here is a beer, and then after this DT we have to place a DD, that is the description, and here is the DD, and here is its closing tag, and here I'm gonna place it. Here is, that is this telephone number, and here is this, and then after this DD we have to place the email. Here is the DD, here is the DD, and here first of all here I'm gonna copy the text, and here it is, and then that email is inside the anchor tag. This mail is in the anchor tag, and here is the closing tag of the anchor tag, and here is the hyper reference hash, and here is the class, here is the link. Copy it, and now here I'm gonna reload the page, and here it is created. Now we have to remove the padding and the margin of the DL, and here is the DL DD, and here is the DD, and here is the margin is 0, here is 0, and here is the padding is also 0, and now it is okay. And now let's check it. Here it is. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in the next video. So if you have any problems, so kindly add the discussion. I will solve your problems. So thank you for watching this video. You have to practice the code if you want to become a great professional web developer. See you in the next lecture. Hi guys, this is the last lecture of this course, and in this lecture I'm gonna quote my final words. So here are all of these 5 projects are ready, and congratulations, you have learned these 115 lectures, and you have listened my voice for the 24 hours of content. And now here I want to tell you something, that there are many students who have learned these lectures and they have not practiced the code. So kindly practice the code and don't lose hope. if you want to do something great, so you have to put the effort, that is the huge one. So there is nothing that will be achieved without the effort, so you have to do the effort. And here I want to tell you something, that I have spent a lot of days and night to prepare this course, to prepare these websites, to prepare these development projects. So what you need to do, you just need to practice this code a lot, so you will become a great web developer. And if you have any problem in future, if you are working in an office and you have a problem or anything like in the web development, so you can contact me. I will solve your problem, only related to this not only related to this web development projects, but you can also share me with your problems that are in the other web development projects, so I will help you as much as I can. So thank you for watching this video. I will see you in another course. So bye bye. Okay.